Hey guys, welcome back to In the Kitchen. I'm here with Aloncio.
Forgot my name.
I almost did. I was like Lance Aloncio. But yeah, I'm here with Aloncio. I guess let's just jump into the topics.
Let's do it, man. What are we gonna do? We're talking sports. We got a lot going on. I know we haven't been on for a little while, but
It was a good sports week this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, first things first, let's talk about the MVP. I know you have your predictions as of week 14, thinking that Tom Brady's going to be it. How do you feel about that?
I feel exactly what I thought. Tom Brady, he's still performing at a high level. He has a 27-6 touchdown interception ratio. Second only to Wentz, which is 49 touchdowns. That was a lot, but 21 interceptions. Wow, that's a lot more too, you know. But hey, whatever works for the team. Led them to an 11-2 start as a starter. You know, very unfortunate to what happened to Carson Wentz. Big Cowboy fan here, as you can see. Texas guy all around. But you know, we're used to, not used to, but we've seen these type of injuries with your franchise guy. And it's very devastating to a franchise that it can suck the life out of a team. Yeah. So I mean, I hope for speedy recovery. The guy looks tough. He threw a touchdown pass after he tore his ACL, and before he even knew he tore it. You know, he still threw a touchdown pass. So I think he's gonna bounce back in a strong way, in a big way. But you know, those are now two quarterbacks that the Browns have passed on that are injured. So you know. The Browns got something right with the quarterback still healthy right now. But Tom Brady, now that the Carson Wentz is out of the equation, Tom Brady has had a bumpy road. The only thing that's worried me is his last two games, 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions, and they're 1-1.
Yeah.
That does, concern me a little bit because it is at the end of the year, the last 4 games, and he is performing this way. A person we give a lot of crap to was Peyton Manning for doing this every year. He just disappeared, you know, in December when it got cold, when it was rough, when it was tough. It's late in the season. Everybody's fighting really hard to get into the playoffs. You know, everybody's giving you the best shot. So we'll see what it plays out. But as of right now, he's led the team, like I said, to a 10-3 start. Once again, he's performed very high level. He has about 107 point something QB rating. So he will continue to perform at least at an okay level, at least to the end of the season. But if we still see 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions in the next 2 games, I wouldn't feel as confident going to the playoffs if I were the Patriots. But
it's Tom Brady.
It's Bill Belichick and a great defense and a guy that doesn't make mistakes, Tom Brady. So, here we go. Let's see what they got another run in them. You know, I'm excited to see because like LeBron, like Brady and Belichick, you're watching history. Like Popovich and Timmy and Popovich and all the players he's had, you know, to get him championships, like Kobe. You know, we're watching history, dude. It's cool. It's awesome. Maybe not for the rest of the NFL teams, but as an NFL fan, I think this is cool whenever one team just dominates. But we'll see what they do. But Tom Brady MVP is right now. I mean, I don't see Ben. When you have a game with 5 interceptions in one game with Ben Roethlisberger, no, I don't see you winning.
For sure.
When you have 3 games without throwing a touchdown pass and Dak Prescott, of course you're not going to win it. Deshaun Watson was a good case, but when you miss half a season, like nobody's considering you for MVP. And when you miss 1/4 of a season in Carson Wentz, you're not going to be considered. Maybe talked about, but not seriously considered MVP. What other quarterbacks are left? Drew Brees just lost to the Falcons and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was not the same from last year. And so to me, there's really no other person to give it to right now. That's just and yes, it's gonna go to the quarterback. Why? Because when we're talking about all these teams, who do we talk about first? Their quarterbacks. You know, Minnesota, Case Keenum, Rams, Jared Goff. Those guys aren't gonna win it either. You know, you have to give it to Tom Brady. But I mean, We'll see. We'll see. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, missed 7 games. That's almost half a season. You're not gonna get it either. Even if he's coming back, so another exciting QB.
Watch him kill it though.
We'll see. Yeah. He's done it before.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. So since we're in the NFL topic,
Cowboys fan though. Cowboys fan. Tony Romo, I love you.
Alright. So what are your I guess new NFC Super Bowl favorites?
Man, I've been seeing some writers out there on ESPN, and I also saw Stephen A. Smith saying it, and not so many writers at Fox saying it, but that the Eagles still have a chance with Nick Foles, But I don't. Without Carson Wentz, come on, man, 49 touchdowns. You think Nick Foles can do that from here until the Super Bowl? Because that's what it's gonna have to take. There's still 3. There's another 3, 6. There's still another 7 games if you reach the Super Bowl. That you got to play. And Nick Foles, I don't see you doing what Carson Wentz did. And half of those 7 games being playoff games. So I'm gonna have to go back to. I can't count on Case Keenum in the playoffs because due to history, we haven't seen him before. We haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
And Case Keenum in Minnesota has a good team that is in a good position. They got running games. They got receivers. They got tight ends that can block. They got a defense that's solid. The very same thing can be said about the Saints, but they got a little bit better of a running game and a way better quarterback. And then you got Jared Goff and the Rams. The only thing with that is you got the youngest coach in NFL history, one of the youngest quarterbacks, a young running back, which are both turned out to be really talented. But we all know what happens to people in the playoffs, to young players in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Look at RG3 in the playoffs. The exception of Russell Wilson, but even his first year he lost out in the playoffs. Dak Prescott, look, he lost his first game in the playoffs as well, and all these are doing really great and really awesome. So, but no, I'm now that Carson Wentz is out, I thought the Eagles did have a better defense than the Saints. Did have a better running game than the Saints. The quarterback play in the playoffs, to me, would be Drew Brees. In the regular season, hey, Carson Wentz all the way, But look at the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning debate. Peyton Manning was the better regular season guy every year, but Tom Brady showed up in the playoffs and went to the Super Bowls. Drew Brees have done that before. Carson Wentz, I'm not too sure because we haven't seen that before. If he did it this year, maybe we're talking different next year, but we hadn't seen it before. So, but overall, with the level he was playing at, with the team he has, which I think is better than the team that Drew Brees has, they would have maybe done something. But now, quarterback play means a lot and it's very important. It's very, very important, especially deep in the playoffs. You can't make mistakes. Drew Brees won't make those mistakes. So I got my NFC Super Bowl favorites. That's Drew Brees. Sean Payton, he's going to get it done. He ain't going to let anything get in his way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because poor Carson Wentz, man, that's the difference between my picks. Like, it just has to be because at the level he's playing at, you just had to go on the edge.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys would have definitely given them a run either way, either team at the end of the season. But like I said, the end of the game, the end of the season, it wouldn't even matter because most likely or not, with Carson Wentz, it would have clinched the number 1 seed.
For sure.
Yeah, 3 games left. You're at 11 wins.
Yeah.
There's only so far down you can go if you lose those 3 games. So.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens, but I got the as of right now because the Cowboys. James actually told me this yesterday. Have a 4% chance of making the playoffs. Now that's with them.
No, who? What?
The Cowboys.
So the Cowboys have a 4% chance.
Yeah. Making the playoffs.
Which leads us to our next topic, actually.
Yeah. Right before we get to that, with that being said, that's if they win all their games. Like anything can happen on any Sunday. So but. Most likely they will win these next 3 games. With that being said, even if they win those 3 games, their chance to make the playoffs is still only 4%.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of how many teams have to lose.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys this week they were they were in a very tight game, against the Giants. Goes to show divisional games are extremely hard, and no NFL game is ever easy.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter how on top you are or where you are in the standings, look at the Patriots and the Dolphins. You
want to fight.
Yeah. You wanna beat the team. You wanna ruin their seedings, their playoff seedings, their playoff hopes, their playoff chances. It's divisional games are tough. So through 3 quarters, it was tied 10-10. The Cowboys are looking like, whoa, what are they? What are they doing? But they woke up like the dominant team should have, the better team should have, and the better team won. And the score definitely reflected the way their win was, because the defense did take care of that offense.
Yeah.
The offensive way is, maybe that's when you say, if Zeke was there, maybe they could have gotten off to an earlier start.
For sure.
But the team did get hot without Zeke. But then again, they should already be expected to do that. But
it just seemed a little scary.
It seemed a little scary going into the fourth. But as soon as the fourth quarter started, like they ran away with it. There was no, the defense stepped up with 2 fourth quarter picks, which were key picks, because those picks don't happen. They're catches. And all of a sudden, it's a closer game, and they squeeze out a win.
Yeah.
But or lose by a little bit. But they won. They won dominating win. It was expected of them. Dak needs to perform like this until the end of the season against teams like the Seahawks and against teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, and even against the Raiders. Raiders still have a tough defense. Their offense is super inconsistent, though. That's the most inconsistent thing, which will be the difference in the game this Sunday night against with them going. The Dak Prescott definitely needs to perform this way to the season ends if he wants to still be considered. If you still want to talk about him as one of the elite quarterbacks, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because for you to go to close the season, 5 NFL game wins. When you needed to win to have even any chance to make the playoffs, you prove something, you're proving something. So
it's exciting.
The first year you do this, you go 13-3, you go to the playoffs, you perform in the playoffs, you tie your team in the fourth. Aaron Rodgers, does his magic.
Does in there, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, and then the next year your team is all backed up. You lose your O-line, you lose your running back, you lose your defense, you lose your kicker. And everything's going to shits. And you get your team back, and you guys are bouncing back. It would be a real feel-good story, but we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Because one more loss, they're pretty much done.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much done. And then 2 losses, they're officially done.
For sure.
One more loss pretty much seals their fate. 2 more losses, you're nail in the coffin.
I'm gonna start praying for.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, man, these guys are. Still gotta make the playoffs at 6 seed. I feel like the Seahawks will lose out. The Falcons will lose out. At least 2 of the next 3.
Yeah.
And Detroit will lose. And we just need the Packers to lose 1 more as well. And but that's why it's only a 4% chance.
But yeah, all right, cool.
But first things first, they gotta get the job done with them W's.
Yeah, for sure.
Which will happen. So we'll see what happens with that one as well.
Agreed. All right, cool. So we had enough talk about the NFL. Let's go ahead and jump into the NBA. How do you feel about Mr. Leonard's return?
Kawhi.
Yeah.
Oh man, Kawhi's back. To close out the show, guys, today, I want to leave it on a happier note. Kawhi Leonard's back. A happier note for us Texans, well, some of us. Finally made it to the lineup.
The true believers.
Was very limited on his minutes. Did almost have a double-double. That was good, but they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. They Mavericks have gone on a little streak, but still very, very, very beatable team that they could have beat, especially with that lineup. But last night we got to see the starting lineup for the first time, in I don't know how many games, since the playoffs last year, which was Tony Parker, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard, Paul Gasol, and Marcus Aldridge. You know, they were out there, they were doing the thing. As a fan, I got excited. I'm happy because with that team and that bench that they have the best bench in the NBA.
Heck yeah.
And they have one of the best players in the NBA. And they have another player like LaMarcus Aldridge playing like one of the best players in the NBA right now. Yeah. LaMarcus Aldridge is almost averaging a double-double through 1/3 of the season. That's really good. You know, add Kawhi Leonard and they're gonna get things done. You know, Kawhi Leonard, like I said, almost had another double-double. He's starting off the season well. We'll see what happens in Houston on Friday. Man, that'll be exciting. But I do see Kawhi Leonard get limited minutes again, especially against a primetime team like Houston.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he holds him out for one more game. You know, because he can do that. It's like, oh, he got sore, he needs rest.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so we'll see. It's exciting. Kawhi Leonard.
It was nice to see him back.
It was nice to see him back. Watch out NBA, watch out Golden State, watch out Houston.
Watch out. All right, cool. Well, that's all of today's topics. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.
Don't forget to check us out at Twitter at 1N_TH3_kitchen. Subscribe, follow below. Leave your comments down low.
Like, subscribe. We hope you liked today's episode, and we'll see you next week. Peace.